Well, my first good signal at this permission was about 7 inches deep, and it looks like it's penny size. Well, you're gonna see here, it is a Lincoln. Let's hope that it's a wheat cent, because that was pretty deep at this turn of the century home. It is a wheat cent. I can barely make that out. 1 cent. And it's a 1951D. Well, good. First coin, and it's a wheat cent, about 70 some years old. Nice. On to the next beep. Well, I thought I'd show you this big, beautiful house. It was built in the turn of the century. She's not quite sure how old it is, but what a beautiful house. They've really taken care of it. There hasn't been a lot of signals in this yard. I think it may have been detected before. So I'm kind of going for the iffy targets. I might have a wheat cent or an Indian head here. I'm going to get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. Well, it is a wheat cent, but I'm pretty excited. It's an early one. It's a 1916D. And it's got that beautiful green patina on it. So I'm very happy to have it. My next target out of this plug is a religious medallion. I'm thinking it's aluminum by the numbers. Oh yes, Mother Mary here. They're always fun to find. Yes, love it. Well, since I think this yard has been detected before, I'm chasing after some pretty iffy signals. And I'm pretty glad I did on this one. Even with all the dirt on it, I think I know what this is. I think this is a Case IH bird on top of the world, their logo. And today I'm wearing a John Deere hat. And the owner said that I was lucky they didn't kick me out of here because they're Case people. So she is definitely going to get this. Awesome. We'll get some close-up pictures of this. And then I will return it to the owner. I just showed the homeowner that Case IH pin, and she is so excited to get that. Her family member works for Case IH, and she is just over the moon. I love this hobby, really do. About a foot from that Case IH pin, I think I got another, I'm gonna guess wheat cent, but I'll get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. It ended up being a 1953D wheat cent. It wouldn't be a metal detecting outing at an early 1900s house unless you found a spoon. Well, I was chasing a deep one here and I just couldn't stop. I think I got a clock gear is what it ended up being. Yep, I would say most definitely. I believe I found another religious medallion here. I did pick it up and turn it over. Mother of Mothers, pray for us. Well, let me get it cleaned up off camera and I'll be right back. Well, I didn't find a mark for sterling on the back, but wow, it's heavy and it sure looks like sterling silver to me. I've got an acid test kit at home. I will check it out before I give it back to the homeowner. Out of this hole, easy boy. Out of this hole, I think I found a brass rivet. Nothing special, but it's a relic and it's got some age to it. Whatever I pulled out this time, it's here. There it is. Oh, it's a Lincoln cent. So it may be a weedy. It looks like it'd be old enough. I will get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. It ended up being a pretty modern one. I believe it's a 1957D. On to the next beep. I think out of this plug I found another piece of that clock. Got a clock gear bent over. Yeah, it looks identical to the last one. I just got down to the relic in this hole. It kind of reminds me of a Model T valve cover stem, but I've never seen one shaped like this. I'll get a brush to it, see what we got here. Well, I do believe it's a valve cover stem. I can see threads in there. I just never found one like this. Cool. Maybe I'll do a little research, see what kind of vehicle that came off of. Well, I'm not quite sure what I got here. Kind of reminded me of a bird band. P544. Well, that doesn't sound like a bird band either. Dropped it again. Might be just a clamp off a power line or something. I don't know. Out of this hole, underneath this lilac tree, to me looks like a spoon bowl, but it has a bunch of holes in it. It's a first for me. Well, out of this hole, I am presently on the curb strip, and I cleaned it off. I wasn't sure if it was junk, but it is not. It's a trade token. It says good for 2.5 cents in trade, and I believe Parlor, Fenimore, Wisconsin. So that is really awesome. I've only found one other Fenimore token in my hometown, And I will get this cleaned up at home and we'll get some better pictures. Out of this shallow plug, I've got a little tag. It says Harley Davidson motorcycles. On to the next beep. Well, out of this plug, it's going to be a wheat scent or an Indian. Pretty green on this side. We'll get her cleaned up and I'll be right back. Wow, it ended up being a second year wheat scent, 1910. Beautiful. We'll get it cleaned up a little more. We'll get some better pictures. Well, I swung over the hole before I was going to close it up, and then I got like a 13 signal, and I plopped it out over here. That is definitely nickel size. I'm going to get it cleaned up and I'll be right back. Wow, it ended up being a 1937 Buffalo. It cleaned up pretty nice too. I can see the 1937 plain as day. So, we will get on to the next good beat. This signal was a real tiny squeaker for me, but I've been chasing those in this yard and looks penny size, so we're gonna say Wheatie or Indian. I haven't found an Indian here yet. Well, I can't tell. I'm gonna have to get it wiped off and I will be right back. Well, it looks like the ground was not very good to this wheat scent. However, I did get a date. It's 1923 Philadelphia. Hi everyone, I'm on a new permission. We'll get you turned around, show you the house. I believe it's again early 1900s. And my very first target was in the curb strip here. Got a wheat scent, so I'll get it cleaned up a little bit. We'll get a date on it. I'll be right back. Wow, the very first target, 102-year-old coin, 1920D wheat scent. Hope we're gonna have a good day here today. Out of this next shallow hole, found the old half a heart. Disney. Well, I can't say I know who that is, but they were best friends forever. Let's see what else we can find. Looks like I found a little car in the backyard now. Sears with a blower. Nice. Fast delivery. On to the next beep. Now I got the old heart racing. This looks like it could be a pretty cool relic. Wish I could say what it is. It's some kind of buckle. I'll get a brush on it. Looks like it's got some gilt on it. Flowers, beautiful. I'll be right back. Wow, this is what I love about metal detecting. I literally thought this was going to be a pop can, crushed lid to an aluminum something or other. And here it's probably turn of the century little buckle here. That is fantastic. Well, let's get on, see what else we could find. These canning jar lids are so common to find, but I'm always fascinated by the porcelain inserts. They're just kind of pretty in their own way. On to the next beep. Well, you go from a really old buckle to a Hot Wheels car made in China. I mean, these are okay to find. It's kind of like kissing your aunt on the cheek. It's nice, but really doesn't do much for you. On to the next beep. All right, Smokey and the Bandit, 1977. Firebird. Sweet. See what else we can find. It's probably a good time to mention that the homeowner runs a daycare in her backyard. At least we found something old. Ford Shelby GT 500 Mustang. Woo! On to the next beep. Oh, here's an interesting one. Just a relic, but it says Chandler. Kind of looks like it might be a screw-on wheel bearing cover, or who knows, gas tank cover or an overhead gas barrel. Might need help on this one, guys. Chandler. I will do some research when I get home, but